What's up, amigos? It's the Prodigy Maker Minute with Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former #1 for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. On this Prodigy Maker Minute, I want to talk about, is it right for little kids to go to the net? I have an interesting story. When I was studying in Spain, I've been studying Spain for over 15 years, but used to make many trips to go spend time with Luis Bruguera, who's one of the greatest legends in Spain. And I remember we also used to bring my players from the US over to the Bruguera Academy, which sadly is now closed. But Luis would oftentimes pull aside players from the academy, young ones, and basically say to them, hey, what are you doing? Why are you going to the net? You know, whenever he would see a kid sort of rush to the net, he'd pull them aside and say, hey, look at yourself. You're small, you have short arms, you're not very tall. Why are you going to the net? And usually the kid would respond by saying, you know, you're right. You know, what am I doing at the net? The net is wide. There's a lot of room to lob, and the kid would sort of back off and play a little bit more conservatively. And I think that's what Luis was getting at. He didn't like to see, at least with me, and when I saw him with players, coaching players, he didn't like to see players rushing indiscriminately towards the net and attacking the net hyper aggressively or in any kind of random way. So he didn't like to see that chaos. He liked to see players, and probably still likes to see players, build points, construct points from the back, develop the point patiently, and then if the moment is there, the opportunity is right, to go forward and finish at the net. But many times, you know, I'm an American coach, so I would shadow Luis around and watch him working with players, and I would see a young player who would make a move in the US, like rush to the net, be aggressive, and 99 out of 100 times in the US, American coaches would say, hey man, great job, way to be aggressive. You know, you hear that word a lot in the US. And Luis saw it totally differently. And this is sort of the Spanish perspective, total different, diametrically different point of view. He would see a young kid being hyper aggressive, rushing the net. And in his mind, it was chaotic. It was disordered. It was disorganized tennis. And he didn't like that. And he didn't think it was very smart for little guys and girls to go to the net, because the net it's so easy to beat a young player who's small at the net, because you can lob them and pass them very easily because they don't have a wide wingspan. So that was the perspective of Luis Bruguera, one of the all-time legendary coaches in Spain. What do you guys think? Do you think we should encourage young kids to go to the net, to be aggressive, quote unquote aggressive? Or do you believe in what Luis Bruguera says? Better to be patient, spend most of the time when you're young from the back, and slowly build your attacks and build your transition on a foundation of good baseline play, good patient baseline play. Guys, it's a tough question. What I found in my coaching work is that for most kids, it's better to learn how to be patient and organized in the way they move to the net. And occasionally you get this magician kid like this little Roger Federer, or this little talented kid who loves to move forward and can do anything, like a little John McEnroe at the net. And with those kids, I sort of make some exception. But by and large, I kind of agree with Luis that young kids they can go to the net, but they shouldn't go to net randomly, hyper aggressively, or in any kind of disorganized, chaotic way. But that's not what's being taught here in the US. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. And if you like this Prodigy Maker Minute, consider listening to my big show, Prodigy Maker Show. It's on our YouTube channel here, and it's also available on every podcasting platform. See you guys on the next program.